Changing the way you've always done something is incredibly hard. A lot of times we find ourselves starting, stopping, just to try and start again, just to give up and stop. Why is it this way? Well, there's something called the journey of change that we truly believe is a process that we all go through when trying to make a new lifestyle choice. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 3 phases of this journey and how understanding it can help you make changes stick for good. Hey, Craig here. I'm the owner of Dacey Financial Coaching, where we're passionate about helping people break the check-to-check cycle so they can finally find some peace of mind when it comes to their money. The journey of change is super important in all areas of life, and we see it all the time when it comes to your money. I want to walk you through these 3 phases because it's something you've probably recognized, and as I talk about it, you're probably going to be very familiar with each of them and probably pinpoint a time in your life when you have walked through them. The first phase is what we call the high. This is when it is new and exciting. This is you've just gotten this new idea, you want to try it out, and even if it's something hard, it actually might be kind of fun just because it's new. So an example of this, maybe you're trying to get into shape. I know a few years ago when I hired a health coach and I started working out for the first time and getting on a healthier diet, on paper, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but truthfully, right out the gate, it was kind of fun tracking calories, and it was fun going to the gym, and it was fun trying all these different things. And even though I might wake up really sore the next day, this idea of this is brand new was exciting and something I really wanted to pursue. We see this a lot when it comes to money. When somebody first reaches out for help, sometimes it's that pain point where we're really stressed out, and then we finally take that plunge to try this new thing out, and we're on this high. Even if maybe the numbers haven't quite done anything different, we're on this high of it's brand new to us. Maybe you felt that if you've tried a new budgeting software and you've given it a go for a month or two, and the first month you did awesome, and then maybe it started to trail off a couple months in once that high started to wear off. The high is super important. This is when we can really lean in, when we can actually establish new systems, new processes in our lifestyle. And if we can hang on to some of that excitement and that eagerness, then we're going to be able to sustain for a long time. Now, it's also important to recognize that we're probably overly ambitious and overly excited. And so just being cautious not to go too far to where we're going to burn ourselves out. What this might look like is you're so eager that you cut out all restaurants entirely, you cut out all fun, you're cutting out everything. Anybody can do that for 30 days or so, but after that 45, 60 day, 90 day mark, you might hit a wall. And that might be where you get into this next phase, which is what we call the dip. Now, the dip is something we all experience, and it can come in varying degrees. The dip is a dangerous area, and it comes just shortly after that high. Once things start to lose their luster, it's no longer that shiny object syndrome. Now we're in it, and we start to really feel the challenge of it. It's no longer fun to eat these healthy foods. We're missing that cheeseburger or those French fries. It's tracking your money and saying no to things and feeling like you're watching all your friends do these things and you're having to sit at home and watch your pennies. That loses its luster. Or maybe you're budgeting and something happens to just throw your budget off, and it's just frustrating to the point that you just want to give up. The dip is dangerous, and you've probably gotten there. I know I have multiple times. I told you how I started that health journey a couple of years ago with my health coach, and with their help, I was able to push through the dip. But for years before that, I would go on these kicks where I would start exercising, I would start eating better, and it would last for a little bit, and then I would lose interest. Maybe I would not see the results I was hoping for as fast as I was hoping. Of course, I should have washboard abs after 30 days, right? What happened? So maybe I hit that wall and I slowly let go. And the next thing I know, it's been 4 months since I've been to the gym or since I've really paid attention to what I'm eating. If we don't have something in place to help us push through that dip, then what's going to happen is we're going to have to revert back to the beginning. And we're going to go through that high phase again. And then we're going to go back to that dip and we're going to burn out. And that's where that start and stop cycle is seen. That's where maybe you've tried again budgeting and it's worked for a little bit and then you gave up. And then you try it again and you gave up. And you're just at this point where you're frustrated. It almost feels pointless. What you need is something in place to help you push through that dip. One of the best things you can do is give yourself balance. Don't go all in. So for me, it's if I eat healthy 80% of the time, I have 20% of wiggle room to eat that cheeseburger, drink that milkshake, whatever it is I want to do. I'm not going to the gym 7 days a week. I'm going 3 to 4 days a week. So giving yourself that room to do what you need to do, to not have to follow the plan super closely, is going to help you push through that. The other thing that would help with the dip is having some accountability. Find someone who has been there before or someone who is going through it as well that you can hold each other accountable. This is a great time to find a coach. That's what we do. Not only do we help you create the game plan, but we also help you stick to that game plan and we provide the accountability needed so that when things stop being fun, you still are pushing through it. So if you need a coach, if you need some help, in the description below, we will have a link to schedule a free call with one of our coaches to see if it's a good fit for you. Now, if you can push through that dip phase, this is the secret sauce, is phase 3, and that's what we like to call the stretch. This is when it becomes ingrained in your lifestyle. It is now a part of you. I don't have to think about going to the gym anymore. I kind of already have a good sense of what foods I can eat in order to hit my protein goals while also staying under this calorie target. So you kind of get used to it and you get to know yourself. You get to know your limits, what you can and can't do. And the beauty of it is if you do fall off, you're not starting the process all over again because you've already kind of pushed through that high. You already kind of know where you are. So if I go on a week-long vacation and I just eat like garbage and I don't touch the gym, well, when we get back home, it's easy for me to get back into that routine because it has already been established in my lifestyle. I would have to go a really, really long period of time for me to actually have to start back over. And the same is true with your money. If you have a bad month, if you're budgeting and you just have a month that truthfully just doesn't go well, you didn't track, you didn't do everything you wanted to do, that's okay. You can start back in on the next month and you already have those habits. You already have those things that you know can be successful with in place. You're not starting over from square one. You're getting to jump back in where you were before. So the stretch is super, super important. You have the systems in place. And when you get there, it's much, much better. Now, I don't know where you are on this journey currently, whatever you're working on in life, but like I said, it is something that's super important to acknowledge because now that we know what these phases are, you can catch yourself in the dip. And if you can feel yourself pulling back, then maybe reintroduce some balance. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some leeway. Set some goals. Reach out for some help. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope to see you again in the next video. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to our channel. It means so much to us when you can support us in that way.